So Ghana is on assessment level 3. Let's look for our brothers. Nigeria, exactly the same as Ghana, okay, on assessment level 3. And as you guys can see, there is no evidence of financial capacity and there's no English language test requirements. Okay, so this basically shows you that Kenya is on assessment level 2. Hello guys, welcome back to the channel. My name is Kwame Chumesi. Today I want us to do a deep dive into the student assessment levels based on the sort of country you are applying your student's visa from. I feel like most people do not talk about this, okay? This is really important. So you have to know the sort of level your country is before applying for your student visa. So what is student assessment level? So this is basically categorized into two parts. It's categorized as to the sort of country you are coming from and also the sort of institution or uni or college you are applying to study in Australia. Okay, Australia got 3 levels of student assessment level. So they've got level 1, 2 and 3. So level 1 is basically seen as a lower immigration risk and level 3 is seen as a high immigration risk. Let's say if you're coming from Ghana, Nigeria, Nepal, India, Pakistan and the rest, okay, so if you are grouped under student assessment level 1, you are seen as a lower risk. Okay, so your student visa is going to be granted within no time. And if you are grouped under student assessment level 3, you are seen as a higher risk. Okay, so you getting your student visa is going to be really tough, and you need to provide a lot of documentation to back up your case so your student visa can be granted. Without talking too much, I'm going to share my screen so we do a deep dive and understand all these student levels. I'll see you on the other side. Okay guys, so to make the explanation easy, okay, so basically I've got this link here. I'm going to leave these links in the description section below. Okay, so to know the sort of level your country is, it's really good for you to come here and have a read, okay? And also I've got a document checklist tool here that is going to determine the sort of documentations you need to provide when applying for your student's visa. As I said, so if you're on assessment level 1, this shows that there's a low immigration risk as you migrating to Australia from your destination country. And if you're on assessment level 3, there's a higher immigration risk. Okay, and how do they come about the assessment levels? It's really easy. So when we come here, I'll just go, you can have a read. Okay, so this is basically called the Simplified Student Visa Framework, SSVF. All right, so when we come to the evidence levels level, this is basically the methodology for calculating evidence levels. Okay, so calculating the the assessment levels. So I'll just jump straight here. As you guys see, they've got evidence level or assessment levels 1, 2 or 3, and this is based on these factors. So the rate of visa cancellation. So let's say if you are from Ghana, okay, so how do they determine that people from Ghana are on assessment level 3? So they'll base this on the sort of current students from Ghana that are in Australia. One, if they see that they find out that a lot of Ghanaians come to Australia with fraudulent documents, okay, will be on a higher risk. If they find out that a lot of Ghanaians are not actually studying, they will be on a higher risk. If they see that a lot of Ghanaians student visas are applying for protection visas, we are going to be on a higher level, if that makes sense. So they've actually grouped everything here. All right, so the rate of visa cancellations, the rate of refusals due to fraud reasons, okay, the rate of refusals excluding fraud reasons, rate of student visa holders becoming unlawful non-citizens, people that are overstaying. So if your visa comes to an end and people that do not leave the country but they overstay on their visas, yep, is going to go against us. Okay, and the rates of subsequent protection visa applications, so people that jump from a student visa to a humanitarian visa. When we say protection visa, you basically say that it's not safe for you to migrate back to your country, so you are seeking asylum from Australia. Okay, so they look at these factors and they group what they call it, the countries based on evidence level or assessment level 1, 2, and 3. So just know this. Okay, I'm going to leave this document in the description section below. Just come here and have a detailed read. Okay, so you understand the assessment levels. I know people saying that maybe Australia might be too racist, but with the document here, I think this makes sense. So if they find out that a lot of people students coming from your country are coming in with a lot of fraudulent documents, or they are not obeying the law, and of course it's going to go against the others that wants to come in and study in Australia. As easy as that. Now, for you to actually understand this, they've got a document checklist here. So let's say if I'm from Ghana and I want to come and study here, what sort of documentations do I need to provide? Let's quickly go through one. So you have the country of passport here. So let's say I'm from Ghana. I'm going to type in Ghana here. Okay, so I'll select Ghana. And as I said, the assessment levels goes two ways. Okay, so first way is you, the applicant, the sort of country you are migrating from, and also the other way is the sort of institution or uni or college you are applying to study in. They also group the colleges or the institutions in 3 levels, so assessment level 1, 2, 3. So 1 being the highest and 3 being the lowest. I think they use the criteria as if you're an institution or a uni or college in Australia and you refuse a lot of visas, then this means you are doing your work. So you jump high to what do you call it, assessment level 1. But if you're an institution in Australia and you are basically just giving confirmation of enrollment or just approving every student visa, then of course they'll see that your quality is not that good, so maybe they'll bring you to assessment level 3. This is just based on my understanding. Okay, so you select Ghana. Let's say we want to study at La Trobe. I'm saying La Trobe because my brother actually studied at La Trobe. Okay, so La Trobe University. Okay, I'm not going to touch this. I am one of the following. So Department of Nope, Department of Defense sponsored students, nope. Secondary exchange students, nope. Requesting to further visa for PhD thesis, no. So I'll just select the last one. Okay, then I'll just go display evidence. All right, so when we click on display evidence, this is basically all the sort of documentations you will need to provide to immigration. Okay, so again, your identity, evidence of intended study, welfare, parental consent, health insurance, evidence of financial capacity. So normally people that are in assessment level 3, they basically have to prove that they've got the financial means to study in Australia. They also have to show evidence of their English language ability, if that makes sense. So when you see these two, basically we are on assessment level 3. Okay, GTE requirements. Okay, they are going to change this to GST in the future and the rest. Okay, so this basically shows that you have to provide almost all these documents based on if you are bringing someone with you or you're coming alone. All right, so when you see all these documentations, meaning you are at a high risk. Okay, so this is basically assessment level 3. Let's go to our neighbors. Let's say Nigeria. Let's say if I'm a student from Nigeria and I want to come and study in Australia. So Nigeria, I'm going to select the same La Trobe University. Okay, select the last one. I'll go display evidence. So I think Nigeria and Ghana will be the same. All right, so again, your identity, evidence of intended study, parental consent, health insurance, again, evidence of financial capacity, evidence of English language ability. So when you see these two, then this basically shows you that you are on assessment level 3. Okay, as easy as that. Now let's go to let's say Kenya, because I know Kenya is on assessment level 2, which is awesome. Okay, so Kenya, again, La Trobe, we'll select the last one that we go display evidence. Okay, so when we come down here, we can go through all, and as you guys can see, there's no evidence of financial capacity and there's no English language test requirements. Okay, so this basically shows you that Kenya is on assessment level 2. if that makes sense. We can also try South Africa and see. So guys, I'm going to leave this link in the description section below, so just go through so you know the sort of documents you need to provide when applying for your student visa. Yep, so South Africa, again, there's no evidence of financial requirements for students from South Africa, and there's no English language test requirements, which means people from Kenya and South Africa will be granted visa easily as compared to people from Ghana and Nigeria, because we need to provide a lot of documentation, because Australia sees us as a high risk nation. Okay, they found that most people come with fraudulent documents and the rest, so this is really important. Okay, to make this easy, I actually searched online and I for a table that actually clearly lists all the levels for all the countries. Okay, so I found one on pathimmigration.recruitment.com. So when you come down here, I don't know how current this is. I'll highly recommend you use the document checklist so you know the sort of documentations you will need to provide to immigration when applying for your student visas. Okay, but when we come here, again, I'm going to look for Ghana. So Ghana, you can see there's a lot of threes here. So 3, 3, 3, 3, 2, 3. Okay, so this shows that almost everything we want to apply for. So when it comes to the table here, schools, vet, higher education, postgraduate research, and award, Ghana is on assessment level 3. Okay, so Ghana is on assessment level 3. Let's look for our brothers, Nigerians. Nigeria, exactly the same as Ghana, okay, on assessment level 3, except this one. Okay, but if you want assessment level 1, of course, Norway, Oman, I think USA also be okay, Sweden, Switzerland, yeah, almost all these what they call Western countries are on assessment level 1. Even Taiwan, wow, Thailand, wow. Turkey is on assessment level 2. UK, none. Wow, so it's easily for people to come and study in Australia from the UK. All right, so United States, of course, assessment level 1. All right, so I'm going to end it here, guys. So basically, if you want to come and study in Australia, okay, just know the sort of country you're coming from and your assessment level. This is really important. So this will show you how easy it's going to be for you to get your visa granted, or how difficult it's going to be for you to get your visa granted. Yep, so Australia might see you as a high risk or as a low risk based on the sort of country you're coming from and also the sort of institution you are applying to study in. My name is Kwame Chumesi. If you have any questions, just comment below and I'll be there to help you out. Again, if you are someone that is wanting to come and study in Australia, I've got links to trusted educational agents that can help you with your visa process. Okay, so just email me. I'm going to leave my email address on the screen. Just send me an email with your resume, just a resume at this point. I'll have a look through and I'll forward it to one of my educational agents that can help you out. I am not a migration agent. I'm not an educational agent. I've just been living in Australia for some time now, so I know the process and I'm also well researched, and I want to help a lot of you guys migrate to Australia. Hence, that's why I do this sort of detailed videos. I'll see you in my next tutorial. Bye.